Yes. Good morning. We're going to do opening prayer first. The page is 6. All mothers and human beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation, may the experience of happiness be separate from suffering, and safely I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mothers and human beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation, may the experience of happiness be separate from suffering, and safely I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mothers and human beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation, may the experience of happiness be separate from suffering, and safely I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Page 8. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas and Dakinis and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Page 9. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embodied the enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta, and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embodied the enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta, and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas and embodied the enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta, and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path. May all Mother Sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother Sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother Sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity from attachment and aversion. So now we go to page 18. Equal refuge, ornament of the world. Your firm provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor, Vajradhara, widow, daughter, father, and Jigtin Sungo. Continually a thing of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessing. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unlimited nature of mine. The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewed with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the Sperm Mountain, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon. As a Buddha fair, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of a Buddha fair. To the lamas who possess the 3 kayas, I offer the altar inner secret offerings with my body, word, and all that is visible. Please grant me the supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, and searching prayer, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. Page 21. Please turn the wheel of Dharma of the two wheels and the combination according to disposition and likewise the mental capacity of all sentient beings. Okay, so now I wanted this one. Oh, no, this one, other one. Okay, so now we're going to do practicing first breath. So your hand, thumb is pushed into here and close. Then do like strongly push like this. Breathe naturally. Then go to here like this. Then go this finger, push into the left, into from the right. X left. Inhale left. Exhale right. In right. Out left. left, or right. So now you the two hands push like strongly, and then go back to like this way, left side, and now this finger push into the right nose, into left, X left, in left, X right, left, sorry, in left, X right, in here right, exhale left, inhale left again, exhale right, so now do this way again, open the finger into all the both nose, into in here, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale again, exhale. So now we have to hold the breath first like this, and inhale, hold the breath in the navel level and push into the knees. Exhale. Inhale again. Hold. Hold to navel level. X. Inhale again. X. So now this finger, the hand push to here and do like this. eye. Okay, so now next is we call the body of mind, body for meditation. So close eye and focus our crown and breathe naturally, not forcing, just naturally breathe and focus to our own crown. So this brings the mind and the body connecting together. Focus to crown, close eye, just mind resting with your crown. Then focus move to forehead. Now we're going to focus eyes. Sometimes you can focus like one by one, but no, today we don't have much time, so we can focus both eye, and you can feel, eye senses, mind connect with our own eye. Our mind really can recognize our eye, so appreciate our eyes. Next, focus move to your ears. Next, focus move to nose. Next, focus move to what this one then? Cheese. Focus move to cheese. Focus move to mouth, lips. Focus move to teeth. Focus move to tongue. Tongue is touched up in the palate, behind the teeth. Breathe from the mouth. Focusing with breath. Breath from the mouth. Gently. Now focus move to jaws. Next, focus move to throat level. Focus move to shoulders. Right shoulder and the left shoulder together. Focus move to the arms, upper arms. Focus move to lower arms. Focus move to hands. Now Focus move to the fingers. Just focus one by one. Mind with your fingers. Now focus, move to your heart center. Breathe naturally, letting go all the thoughts. Next, focus move to navel level. Focus move to cigarette level. Focus move to hips. Focus move to upper legs. Focus move to knees. Focus move to lower legs. Focus move to feet. Focus move to feet, fingers, toes. We're going to do the skin, the whole body, from feet to all the way up to the crown. Skin, our whole body. Next, crown to go to the feet. Focus the whole body. Letting go all the thoughts. Don't hold anxieties, difficult emotional thoughts, or is letting go. So now hands put to the forehead. Join the post-statue mudra. So we chant Om together. Om. Now go to throat level. We chant Ah together. To heart center, chant the Hong together. So now we do the Om, Ah, Hong together. Om, Ah, Om, Ah, Hong, Om. Chant the mentally Om, Ah, Hong. Is when you chant the Om is focus forehead. Hong, Ah is throat level. Hong is heart center. Just chant mentally. That's called Vajra recitation. Om, Ah, Hong. Chant mentally. Focus. Move to the first Om is representative of our body is in the forehead. Is representative of speech and throat level. Hong is heart center, representative of mind. So chant mentally Om, 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 Om. So this brings our mind, breath, body connecting together. Then also purifying our body, speech, mind, obscurations. Om. See, Om is like in here, A is like holding, Hong is exhale. You can feel that when you chant mentally. Om is kind of in here, A is holding the air there, Hong is exhale. Opening the eye. Okay, so that's the mindful body meditation with breath together. So you get relaxed or thoughts disappear. Yes. So now you ready to listening shamatha meditation? Okay. So how to meditate on shamatha? We call Komo abiding meditation. So the shamatha meditation is Tibetan name is She-ne. She means peace. Ne means abiding, you know, like still, relax, stillness, very calm. At the same time, then you get peace. So this name is called She-ne. Usually we teachings, the whole Buddha's teaching is like two categories. Relative truth, bodhicitta, absolute truth, bodhicitta. So now this one is called absolute truth bodhicitta. Absolute truth bodhicitta meaning is we look to our mind, not like to the projecting object. So this is called, that's why look to our mind and absolute truth. Mind projecting something outside, focus for object, then called relative truth bodhicitta. And absolute truth is not focusing for object, something, you know, look to the mind. So tending the mind, so that's called absolute truth. That's why automatic bodhicitta. It's beyond all constructs. Beyond means because we usually not easy to talk, cannot show something for like easily. I can show you these flowers, these tables, object is easy to show you, but you look to your mind, not easy to show you, not easy to we can point it something, pointing to you, like showing for you, right? That's why it's called beyond or constructs. It is total clarity only accessible within atomic truth. So mind is become very clear, no any thoughts, mind is become very peace, then you recognize. Otherwise, no recognize, no seeing that atomic truth. It is clear. So today is a shamatha, calm body meditation. It's basic meditation. It's ground meditation. It's without shamatha meditation. Other mostly, like we talk about Mahamudra, special insight meditation, it's not possible to get the level, without shamatha meditation. Shamatha is a basic meditation. So if also even you accept religion or not, accepting future lives, previous life, doesn't matter, you accepting or not. People who want to calm, peace, not much emotion, so they're all looking, someone who looking for happy, so they're also doing this shamatha meditation. Shamatha meditation is very similar to all the other religions too. Then special insight meditation is become different than other religions. So before we go into special insight meditation, without the shamatha, we cannot get that level. If we understanding, but not stable, going to lost easily. When we do shamatha meditation, then we can get more peace and the mind is more stable, not much emotion arise. Even emotion arise, we can recognize, and if you recognize that, you can letting go easily if you know the shamatha meditation. So shamatha meditation bring the inner peace and happiness. Usually we look happiness is from the object. Object happiness is dependent object, you can get easily, but going easily lost. So now you look to in this all the worldly people, everyone looking happiness. These all beings looking happiness is object. So that's one, no one has perfect happiness. Only temporary happy, and that is gone, become its causes of suffering. Called change of suffering. You get a little bit happy, but that happiness become changed to suffering, right? So the reason is because we all look happy is from the object. And you look happiness from the object is never can get permanent happiness. So no shamatha meditation bring the inner peace and happiness. So inner peace and happiness is more stable, more permanently happy, and not related to dependent object. So wherever you go, which kind of situation you are in, but your happiness is not going to last. The shamatha meditation comes like all the inner peace and happiness. Where is it goes? This is going to shoot down. What happened?
Automatic.
Windows. So no, this is really going into the shamatha, you know. Yeah. So shamatha is going to like bring more inner peace, but it's very hard to we can get that level, because the reason is we have already strong habituate. Mind is follow the object. Mind is become like, you know, the habituate is worldly activity. You can't do worldly activity just naturally, easily go that direction. We have already habituated that. So now you change that to shamatha meditation habits. It's not easy to come, because the reason is we don't have used to, and we don't have practicing, we don't have familiarity that, right? If we practice in shamatha, it's not that hard, you know, if you used to. But not easy for us means like because our mind is beginning less calm until now. Its mind is all follow the object and the thoughts. So now crazy monkey mind, we're going to subdue it. It's not easy. So meditation meaning is we're going to control our crazy monkey mind. So that is not easy. Everyone knows meditation, like you sit down, many thoughts comes, then people think, oh, I cannot do meditation. So many thoughts arise. So that is for not only you, that problems for everyone. Because mind is already used to that direction, you know. So usually when you sit down in the cushion, try to meditate, you recognize a lot of thoughts going on. But usually you don't recognize that. When you sit down in the cushion and then you try to meditate, then you recognize. That's also a good thing. We recognizing, you know. If you don't sit down the meditation cushion, and you don't recognize that, right? So usually you go to somewhere, you know, drive the cars and grocery and talking with the people, walking. You don't recognize your mind what's going on. Only you sit down, try to meditate, then you recognize these problems lots there. But that is not only you, so that problem is for everyone. We have that problem, that's why we have to meditate. And when you meditate, so we cannot be too tact, cannot be too loose. Too tact is like when you sit down and I don't want any thoughts. The thoughts comes like you upset, try to reject the thoughts. So that has become too tight, yeah, mind is too tight. It's become problem. Body also like you, too tight, it's like too, this way, no balance, you know, no relax. Then it's big pain. And eye also like too much open eye. It comes, tear come from your eye and the pain the eye. So that's why we cannot be too tight. Cannot be too loose. If you're too loose, then you're going to easily going to sleepy, fogginess, you know, sluggish, yeah? So that's the two problems. Too tight problem, too loose problem. But also that problem is depending the person. Like some people has wing element is more strong than other elements. The person has monkey mind, lots of thoughts going on. So that kind of, if you have a problem, then you need more relax, not to take, must be go to the relaxing. And if your element is earth element, is more strong than other elements. Earth is too strong, then become you kind of like more fogginess, sleepy mind. When you try to meditate, you just sit on cushion and then right away like this. Many people like that too, yeah? So they have two problems. Some people sit on the cushion, right away like this. Some people like sit on the cushion, so many thoughts. Then you're thinking about everything, come up. So that kind of two problems. The other we call monkey mind. Other is like become like more, like cow. So these two extremes, then problems for meditation. So monkey mind, lots of thoughts, people have to more go to relax. And the people who has like fogginess, sleepy, and have to go to more tightness. But if you don't have these two problems, then call balance. And don't too loose, don't too tight. It must be balance. So then, if like example, monkey mind, lots of thoughts going on, your eye also cannot look too far away when you meditate. Like eye is down the nose. It's more close is better. Because you're seeing many objects, your mind is to follow the thoughts. Because everything is distracted, right? Distractions. So that's the reason your eye is down the nose. And then who has problem is a fogginess, sleepy mind, have to look far away. Sometimes there's meditation instruction say, look to the sky. Means like have to look very far away. It's much better. And then sometimes also when you do meditate, if you don't have these two problems, then called right amongst is like 5 or 6 feet from you, then you have to focus that object. 6 feet, like that kind of distinction, Do you understand? It's clear, yeah? Three different ways we have to meditate. And also, like when we meditate, sometimes like meditation has what I wanted to talk is like eye contact is also important, right? So also sometimes some people has, when you meditate, then feeling is sad and feel is unhappy, kind of like something they're going to losing, something going on for, it's like feel is nervous, scared, not like pleasant. So that kind of feeling arises. Then that time you have to change your focus. Change focus to like Buddha's image and like powerful image. And sometimes like if you have devotion to Buddha, then use Buddha image. If you strongly devotion to Tara, then you focus to Tara's image. So that makes become more happy, and that feeling, sad, unhappy, and like kind of sometimes like nervous, something, that kind of feeling, unpleasant feeling arise. That time you have to change your focus. Okay, so that we have to know. And then it is undefiled like a flame of a butter lamp that shines continuously without disturbance of wind. So their minds become very stable. And when we do the shamatha meditation, like no any thoughts, then that is the same as the butter lamp that shines continuously without the disturbing of wind. So that time is you recognize your shamatha meditation is like more stable. So no, right now we don't have that kind of state about our own mind. To accomplish this realization of autonomic bodhicitta, we need to meditate and gain familiarity with the shamatha and the vipassana practice. So here we're talking about we need to meditate and gain familiarity. What means meditation? Meditation means gain familiarity. So that's called meditation. Then we have so many different types of meditations. These all have different aspects, benefit for us. Like sometimes we talk about four thoughts meditation. So four thoughts meditation, we do the four thoughts meditation, we recognize samsara. We recognize who we are or who I am, you know. So usually we not recognize. We are not aware of samsara. So that's why when we do the four thoughts meditation, we recognize samsara, reality of the samsara. Then we do the meditation, love and compassion become change our, like perceptions. Then this one, like shamatha and vipassana meditation, make peace, comes happiness. So they all have different aspects, different qualities. They're all the meditations. So then usually meditation is divided in two different ways, like intellectual meditation and non-conceptual meditations, called non-conceptual resting meditation. The two differences. Today we're going to talk about resting meditation, non-conceptual resting meditation. We're not going to intellectual meditation. Intellectual meditation is like we meditate love and compassion. It's called intellectual meditation. And you do the four thoughts meditation. It's also intellectual meditation. Analyze meditation. So today this is the part of the resting meditation. Here is like shamatha and vipassana. They have two differences. So first we have to meditate shamatha and then go to vipassana. Without shamatha, no possible vipassana. Shamatha is like becomes settled on our mind, and the more minds become more stable, calm and peace. Then you go into vipassana, you can recognize nature of mind. So right now when we talk the teachings, you recognize vipassana, but when you do meditate and go into there without shamatha meditation, vipassana is not stable. Like butter lamp is put in the wind, outside the wind blowing, same like that. So thoughts, strong loud thoughts comes. Since all shamatha practice are subsumed in these two, now we're going to talk about the shamatha meditation. It's going to two sections. All yogins and yoginis should practice shamatha and vipassana meditation at all the times. At all the times, they give you like 24 hours you can meditate. Unlimited time. Some people think meditation, when I have to do meditation, which like morning or afternoon. That kind of, many people ask questions, right? See here, this one, what the main point, you can meditate 24 hours. All is the same. They also depend on person. Some people do meditation when wake up early morning is good for them. Some people is like afternoon good for them. Sometimes some people like evening good for them. This all the dependent person, individual situation. Generally, Of course, the morning is better. When you wake up morning, your mind is fresh. And that time you do meditate, then you can get more relaxed, peace, and then you go to work. It's also your daily, work daily activity also become more mindfulness. You know, you recognize what's going on. Usually we not recognize what's going on, you know, emotions very strong. So then what needs to come together for the practice of shamatha? You should be in a place that is conducive to practice, have few desires. This is required to someone going to meditate 1 week, 1 month, 3 years, 1 year, kind of long time someone going to meditate. Then we have to find this kind of 5 desire place. But our case, we don't have to go this, all this kind of 5 desires. But when we meditate, we have to find places very quiet, you know, not many distractions. So otherwise, we cannot meditate. If you are a good meditator, then more busy is good for us, they're good for meditators. Because their practices become more developing, increasing, power is increasing easily. So, and here is few desires and not too overwhelmed with work and activities. So this is you cannot meditate easily in where you're working, right? Office and a busy place. And the place should be imbued with the 5 qualities, being a place where food and clothes are easily accessible. So long time ago, the meditators go to meditate called solitary meditator, right? Solitary, and very hard to get food, and then they get lost balance. So that's why Buddha talked, don't go to extremes. Too extreme is a suffering. Too extremes, too much desire, you know. Never satisfied, too much desire, and also extreme. And too much poverty, kind of a homeless way, you know, poverty, right? Poverty. That's also too extreme. The both cannot practicing. Other is too much suffering, you know, hunger and thirsty, cold and heat. And other is too much desire, never can go to the practicing Dharma. So that's why must have to have a balance. The balance is we go to meditate, we need to food, we need clothes, we need to access to easily to get these things. And where one is safe and not vulnerable to harm from enemies and harmful energies. So then, you know, used to some meditators go to the mountains, solitary place, but there's sometimes there people harm to them. Even Malarepa also, many hunters, you know, play with him. You read his story, some people try to you know, body, pick up. Some people say this is the human being. Some people say no, that is not human being. They throw all the way river, you know. They bring his body he is in the meditate, samadhi. Hunters take to put in the river. So, you know, that kind of some practitioners have really strong practicing already, then no one can harm. Same as become Malarepa, right? Malarepa has lots of human beings also harm to him, and also no human beings disturbing him. So, but he has strong practicing already, they cannot harm to him. Regular, beginners, they get big problems. That's why we have to look really carefully place to meditate. This is what is known as ultimate location. The location should be one where there are no contagious diseases. So some places have like disease, then also you get that is cannot meditate. That's why we cannot go there to meditate. This is what is known as good location. One is companions or neighbors should be imbued with ethical discipline and share the same views. Then if you go to group together practicing, everyone has the same view, same company. Otherwise, cannot meditate. This is known as good companions. During the day, there should not be too many people around one. Daytime, less people. And during the night, there should not be a lot of noise. In a conducive practice place such as the one described above, so you first give rise to highest motivation to place all sentient beings in the state of enlightenment. If we look to first place, important. If you go to meditate many, days, monthly, so usually you're at home, then you have to find where is the quiet, peaceful, not many distractions. So that's the important, yeah. Then when you sit down in the kitchen, then don't go to right way, meditate positively, meditation in the meditate. Try to mind generation first. Like I'm going to do meditate today, wanted to benefit all mother sentient beings. Today just we chant prayer, opening prayers, chant that prayer. Kind of like even you don't chant, it's okay. Mentally, mind generation, mind generated. So that has become powerful, practice has become more powerful. Then this, sometimes this section is like 5-part Mahamudra, like usually Jigten Sunggun's, his part, special part is, even he does like 1 hour meditation, he bring all the 5 parts together. One section, put 5-part meditation together. Like beginning, mind generated. And then visualize Yadam deity. And then visualize the root Guru, inseparable, the Buddha, dissolve to our body, and then go back to meditate. And after dedication. So that means all 5 parts is put one section together. Usually, the many meditators, they're doing separate each section. They say, I am bodhicitta section. I am like Yadam deity section. So they say, I am the Mahamudra section. So they put different sections. But actually, these 5 parts have to bring together within one section. We can practice completely 5 parts. So no, this is not talking about exactly Jigten Sunggung, talk about like 5 parts put together. But this is generally meditation, This is followed by the Kamala Shila. It's from Nalanda University. He's a very special meditator. So he wrote many books for meditate. And we follow that tradition. It's Kamala Shila, he talked about first we have to motivate. And when we sit down, then imbue your mind with a great compassion that long for all beings to be free from suffering. So mind generation, bodhicitta, compassion, and shamatha meditation, this all have to bring together, put together, called method and wisdom have to go together. Without compassion and bodhicitta, meditation is not perfection meditation. Called like I think supreme perfection or something. High meditation, correct? Supreme perfection. Supreme perfection, I think so. So this have a lot of stories also why we have to do compassion is why we put together in the when we do meditation with shamatha and vipassana. There has a stories like you know the when Khenpo Samdup he went to 8th century in Tibet, Khenpo Samdup invited him there, right? So that time Khenpo Samdup he subdued all the humans and non-human beings, but actually Dharma teaching is mostly translate, and the Dharma teaching and giving the vows is from the Rakshita. He is the scholar from Nalanda University. The Rakshita he give all these teachings, and Khenpo Samdup he remove all the obstacles. Then Rakshita passed away before he prophesied for king. When I die, many years after, my teaching have become like meditation, especially become contributions. So that time, you must invite my student. His name is Kamalashila. He is in India. So you have to invite him. Otherwise, no one can fix that problem. So then, Rakshita prophesied to Khenpo Samdup. He passed away. He passed away many years after. One monk is called Hashang. He is from China. That monk also like teacher. He is a good meditation teacher. He teach meditation, and when he taught meditation, and before the Rakshita, he teach meditation, it's become different. Different is like Rakshita talk about meditation is with bodhicitta, with the compassion, and into the meditation. Method and wisdom have to go together. Then that monk is talk about only wisdom, have to go to emptiness, talk about nothing to think about. You cannot anything, you cannot think about good thoughts, bad thoughts, or it's like all thoughts are bad. So he stopped all the positive karmic, influence or positive created karma, like method part. He stopped that. Then who used to learn from meditation from Rakshita and who learned this monk is become contributions. So then king recognized, he invited Kamalashila. So Kamalashila come to in Tibet, and he debated with this monk, and then Kamalashila wrote the many different books, the meditation books. So that time Kamalashila then he taught these teachings like compassion and wisdom. Wisdom with compassion. Not only go to one side. So compassion is called method. Emptiness meditation is called wisdom. They have to bring together. So then you do practicing both together, then not only just mind is stable, purifying obscurations, increasing qualities. If mind is like only just not thinking anything, just stay like no any thoughts, you stay mind, there no going to anything like qualities arise, no going to purify karma too. So that's why we have to put when we meditate before mind generation, bodhicitta, compassion, and then go into the meditate. Then after dedication, Then you offer prostrations with the 5 branches. So when you meditate before like mind generated prostration, you don't have to get up to do prostration. You sit down, mentally prostrate to Buddha. So that become like subdued our ego to to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas throughout the 10 directions. Long as we have ego, never can come to good quality. You know, good quality is like cannot go into that our body, speech, mind, because its ego is like close the door. Same thing. So that's why we have to do postrations. And the next, make offering and praises in accordance with your capacity. So then we can chant like mandala offerings, and some offering flowers, offering things like before meditation we put in the Sharan room. So that's create a positive karma accumulation merit, removing obscurations. The obscuration is come from like someone who don't have enough accumulation merit. Then that person get more obscurations. So create accumulation merit, remove all obscurations too, and also introduce to our self-grasping. Then confess negative actions, then also mentally confession. Like beginning last time, answer, know what I did or non-virtuous deeds, I wanted to confession, you know, and rejoice in the merit of all beings. So that is the, sometimes we chant the 7 lamp prayers, 7 branches prayer. The reason is that create accumulation merit. Long as we have enough accumulation merit, then we can meditate more, want to meditate. Then we can get more time to meditate. You know, less obscurations. So obscuration means like not someone carry the like weapons to come to us. Obscuration means mind is don't want to sit down in the meditation kitchen. You know, wanted to do some more worldly activities. Emotions comes like wanting to do some other things, worldly activity. So that's called obscuration. So then when you sit down and sit cross-legged in the posture of illustrious Vairocana. So this is called Vairocana. It's 7-point posture, cross-legged, hands on the left or knees, straight back, shoulders separate and pulled back, chin lowered, tip or tongue on plate, eye gets downwards. So this is the part of the like most important is straight back. Back is cannot lay to the chair. You can sit in the chair. No, if you cannot like cross the leg also okay. When you sit in the chair, not like this way, you know, must separate from the here, the back and up to straight the back. Then shoulder is like sometimes we do like this and not this way. Must separate from the body, and then the tongue is also important. Touch up in the palate. Let it be softly open. Breathe from the mouth. Exchange loud. If you can't do that, then you just sit down in the kitchen. Naturally, your tongue is touched up in the palate. You go into the meditation. So usually we breathe from the nose. It's called bad habits. Have to change to meditate, breathe from the mouth. It's hard for many people. If you do that more practicing, become very easy. You used to, then everything is easy. You are not used to, everything is hard and difficult, yeah? So I guess it's depending. Already talked, you know. Then do not open your eyes, means comfortable, wide or wide, nor close, then completely. So I cannot completely close, cannot open the wide, both is problem. If you close completely, easily you're going to sink, mind is sinking to the sleepy, fogginess. It's open too much, it's pain. Then you can see all is different. Some people I know that do meditate like too tight, eyes too much open, and then see something. This red color is, you know, dominate, everything become red color. If something black color, everything is black color. Then some people think that time is like something special, kind of realization or something, some special experience. But that is not experience, because when you meditate, your posture and eye contact is too tight. That's why sometimes like everything is black, sometimes everything is red color, right? So have to change your eye contact and need to more soft. Just let your gaze far at the tip of your nose. So that's the people who has lots of thoughts. Then gaze far at the tip of your nose, eyes down the nose. Sit in a good posture with your spine straight and your shoulders even. You should not slouch, and you should hold your head straight and aligned from the nose to the navel center. So that's already talked. Meaning you sit facing with your body in one direction without shifting. Keep your tongue and your lips natural, and press your tongue gently against your palate behind your front teeth. So that's already talked. Let your breathing be natural. So that's the important. When you meditate, you cannot forcing the breath. Breath just naturally exhale and inhale. Live to naturally. Looks like no breathing, you know. If I look someone who meditated, like no really breathing, kind of like that. So softly, naturally breathing. Natural and spontaneous, without even feeling, see? Your in breath or your out breath. So softly, like we have to breathe. Then begin shamatha meditation as follows. The literal meaning of the term shamatha is shane, is peaceful abiding. Shane is a Tibetan name. So its translation to Tibetan peaceful. Sh is called peaceful. Ne means abiding. Referring to resting peacefully in the state, not convoluted by busy network of thoughts and concepts. See, meditation means resting peacefully. When we sit down and like stay any focused object, mind is resting peacefully object, not convoluted by busy network of thoughts and concepts. Thoughts comes is good, you know. Everyone has a thought coming. So even meditators also have lots of thoughts come, but they recognize the thoughts. So beginners will not recognize when thoughts arise. Sometimes we meditate, like you going to example. I'm going to meditate like you or I, you know, we're going to meditate 10 minutes. You sit like 1 minute, okay, 3, okay, 4, okay, 5, thoughts arise. We all beginner, we not recognize. Very small, tiny thoughts comes first. That take to maybe this morning breakfast. They're going to think about it, then last night dinner, then they think about yesterday. Then going to think about the last week, then going to think about the last month, then going to think about the last year, then going to think about all the left, neighbors, country, you know, every day, then thoughts. 10 minutes is like that, goes. After 10 minutes you think, oh, how many you really meditate? Maybe 3-4 minutes is you meditate, but 6-7 minutes is wasting, cultivate the thoughts, right? So beginners not recognize that mostly people happening that. Many people happening that. So now what we have to do, short period of time. If we're going to do like 20 minutes meditation, you break up 5 minutes each sections. Like only you sit up 5 minutes. Right now it's a really good time, you know, some like in the form and something, you know, like 5 minutes after like singing balls, like ding comes, right? You can do like that, set up your form, then 5 minutes song comes. Then you just drink the water and a little bit change the posture, go back to meditate. Don't leave the spot, you know. That way you do like 20 minutes is four sections, 20 minutes. Yeah, see the form has like that, right? You make that as 5 minutes after like this, then you're not going to wasting much time. That's why Pema Sambhava, he said, short period of time, many sections. Example is, he said, example is like old horse licking. Old horse, very old house. House is licking, you know, very old horse is licking. But old horse is not like that. Maybe example is used to in Tibet, old houses. So in Tibet, the used to house has like many, how to call it, the many like this. No, it's for
the floor?
The tree, like beings, yeah, many beings. Beings like
wood beams hold the floor.
Yes, exactly. So the beings, then licking house is like it's got beings, and the leg is like drop one, and after take wire drop one, and never stopped many days and days. So kind of like that way, you know, many sections, not stopped. Have to do meditate that kind of way, you know. So then not going to wasting time. Okay, so we have to do that, many sections. And when thoughts comes, we have to recognize thoughts. So recognize the thoughts, then don't like try to push away thoughts. Oh, I have thoughts come, I don't want this. Then become, it's called agitate, right? Agitate, and more thoughts comes. So that's why no rejecting. Don't try to stop the thoughts. When thoughts comes, it's recognize that, you liberated the thoughts. Called liberated. You liberated the thoughts, then the thoughts never take way to the, you know, emotion. Just thoughts goes away and go back to meditate. When thoughts comes, first maybe we not recognize. When we recognize, go back to meditate. No try to rejecting. So that's the important. No rejecting, no accepting. Means you accept the thoughts, then you follow the thoughts. Okay? You follow the thoughts, then you lost the meditation. Then you cultivate the thoughts, yeah? So that's called accepting thoughts. No accepting, no rejecting, only recognize, letting go. Don't try to push away, you know, just comes, have to recognize, have to go back to the meditate. Yes?
Is it good to go back to your breathing or something like that to help you focus again?
Yeah. So then also, when you do meditate, the meditation like have many levels. Focus on object, focus for breath, no focus, just resting. There are kind of many different meditations. Lots of thoughts. Try to focus object, try to move to breath. You know, breath meditation. So then go back to resting again. You know, that is all have to do one section, you have to change. Sometimes like people think, oh, I have did already first part. No, I cannot go there. I already did that. That is the mistake too. When we meditate, like first you sit down, always good is like focus for body, mind for body meditation. Then go to like breath or maybe focus object. Then go to the resting, then go back to again, you know, to the focus object. So many, we can like, you know, flexible. We have to do flexible way to meditate.
So in other words, if you're too agitated to go to the resting, just go back to the focusing on the body, go back to focusing on the breath or the object, and then the resting comes again.
Yes, sir. Okay, so there are two kinds of shamatha. Now we're going to into the meditation. Two kinds of shamatha meditation. With the reference point, a focal object, meditation beyond the reference point. They have two different meditations. So the first kind, meditation with the focal object, can be divided into two categories. Meditation with the visual object, meditation without the visual object. So this is called supporting meditation, support, with support meditation. Without the support, we cannot meditate, we can't meditate. So need something support for meditation. That's why I call meditation with the visual object. Is we can put something in front of us. So usually when you meditate, you can pick up any color in front of you. I already talked to you like 5 feet or 6 feet in front of you. The general, just regular people, if sometimes you have a lot of thoughts going on, the eye is down the nose, then sometimes you're sleepy, fogginess mind, eye look too far away. So pick up any object, focus that object, mind resting with that object. Any thoughts arise, just recognize, go back to focus object. You do that often and often, meditate, your minds become more stable. Then you recognize any emotion comes. Usually we not recognize, we have emotions, we have thoughts, you know, we not recognize. So we're going to do this practicing. First one, okay? Meditation with visual object. And don't close eye. Focus anything in front of you. Pick up some object. And the mind just resting with that object. Don't analyze that object. Okay, you cannot analyze. Only resting that object mind. So any thoughts comes, have to recognize, go back to the focus that object. Now we're going to practicing, okay? First, focus this meditation, the song. This focus there, and then this goes become tiny, and tiny is dissolved. Then your mind is pick up object. Okay, so then for the meditation, here just we did visual objects. You use something as an object of focus, but not to light color. It's white color is not so good because harmful eye. Reason is that, you know, not any other reason. If you focus very long time, and white is harmful eyes. Then place your intention on that object without diverting it and gets penetratingly at the object. We did that, yeah? Rest your mind as long as you can in that very vivid clarity, emptiness. So when we focus the object, stay like mind with the object, then some people, you know, meditators can recognize minds become very vivid clarity, emptiness. Focus with the object. Yes. Can you say again? Yes. Yes. Yes, yeah. Yes. Cannot grasping. Yes, yeah. We cannot analyze anything object. If you analyze, then become object is like support for thoughts. Oh. Shamatha? Object? Because the mind is a lot of thought, so cannot stay, you know, one like stillness. So that's why we need this object. Example, like monkey is going to destroy everywhere, so we monkey tagged in the pillar. The monkey cannot jump everywhere, right? So the object is the same as a pillar. The monkey tagged into the pillar, right? Pillar. Do you understand? So then monkey cannot destroy anything. So like that kind of, you know, mind is focused object. Object helps for mind is the relax and stable. That's called support meditation. The support is like who don't know how to meditate, they need support first. Without the support, you cannot go to the Mahamudra, right? Like example, who going to get up, don't have like something hold, cannot get up. So then they need something, you know, support for get up. Same like that. Yes?
I think with our monkey mind, we need to know why we do things. So the reason why we do this is because ultimately what we want is single-pointed mindfulness. Wow. So to get there, we have to go through stages, we have to go through steps. So this is one of the primary steps of focusing single-pointedly on an object.
Also, Mahamudra meditators do this meditation first. Like example, you're going to do Mahamudra meditate. You first focus a couple minutes, object. Mind need more relax and settle down. Then you can go into the special insight meditation. So like right away we cannot get there. It's lots of thoughts going on, you know. That's why I call support meditation. This is like some people think, oh, some meditators already finishing this section there, Mahamudra section, they don't have to go back that. That's also wrong. We always have to do this again and again, even you are Mahamudra realizers, because sometimes they have thoughts going on lots. So then they're starting first, beginning, then go into shamatha, like special insight meditation. Without this, I cannot meditate like right away, natural mind. So first, always step this, like couple of minutes, sit down, focus object, then release that, go to focus breath, couple of minutes, then release that, go back to stillness meditation, and then thought comes, go back to again, focus object. So that's why we have to do called simultaneously change, flexible way to meditate. Not only focus one thing. So we have to change often and often. Okay, so now it's if your mind does not want to stay still, and the thoughts suddenly comes up, always comes up thoughts. So instinctively recognize the thoughts. That's the most important one, is to recognize the thoughts. If we not recognize thoughts, thoughts follow the emotion, create karma. So then karma result is like suffering, right? That's why we have to recognize, until recognize the thought. Recognize the thoughts, then no rejecting thoughts, no accepting, just go back to focus with the object again. Thoughts dispelled. That's called thoughts liberated. If your thoughts are liberated, one day you can liberate 20 thoughts. Then that's also good, Then next day maybe you can do like 30 thoughts you can liberate. Then slowly you can do 1,000 thoughts, maybe 100 thoughts liberated. Like one day maybe 100,000 thoughts comes. How many thoughts we liberated? Even not 10 thoughts usually, right? That's why you liberate more thoughts, then become like go to equal like 5,000 liberated, 5,000 thoughts, you follow that. So that time is then you are good practicing. So we have to recognize the thoughts, and as soon as you recognize it, immediately cut through it and go right back to the place in your intention, directly on the object of focus. Keeping your awareness there. So awareness is important. I think it's another word is alert or right, alert, awareness and alert or alert is a kind of awareness, right? Alert.
Clarity.
No. Alert. No. So they have two aspects. Two aspects: mindfulness, alert. I think alert is something. No clarity. No. It's a more different aspect. It's more sharper. Like mindfulness is like we drive the car in the highway. You stay and you like focusing and your direction, right? So not going to like hit other cars. So we know the really mindfulness is dive. Then when you dive that way, it comes like sleepy and foggy. So you have to right away recognize that. No. You have to recognize that. Try to stop that. So that's called LRT or something. LRT, right? Alertness, yeah, alertness. Alertness. That's two different aspects. So mindfulness is like dive, focusing, and alertness, right?
Other traffic coming in, other things.
So happening. So you have to recognize. You know, like if you foggy, mind is sleepy, and you recognize that. So
the alert that the changes.
Yes. So that you have to change that. That two aspect mind. So when you meditate, these two have to come together. So not only mindfulness, alertness too. So otherwise, like mindfulness, like same as the dive, focusing, but then you're right away, like you get foggy, sleepy, and you can sleep, you know, far to sleep. Alert is watch that you know, like coming for foggy, sleepy or not. They're seeing that clearly. So that's kind of two aspects. Mind have two aspects, and we watch the thoughts. Alertness, recognize thoughts comes, and immediately cut through it and go back to placing your intention directly on the object of focus, keeping your awareness there. Let your mind be in its natural state without getting convoluted by conceptual thoughts and such as. So they're not going to follow the thoughts. Mind is become you do that way, meditate more often and often. Then you can stay longer and longer, more stable. Then any thought comes, you recognize. So recognize thoughts is liberated. Thoughts not any create problems. Thoughts is become take to the positive, you know, become its wisdom. If you recognize, the wisdom is the same as the fire, right? And you recognize thoughts, same as the firewood, put it in the fire. So get more fire and more strong fire, you know. Like more firewood, put into the fire, become fire is bigger and bigger, right? So you recognize more thoughts, liberated. You recognize more thoughts, liberated. Your practicing is wisdom is growing, increasing. Without the thoughts, then you just stay like this way. Mind no any like liberated thoughts. Practicing is not increasing. You know, not growing. Same. That's the reason. See, all the practitioners, like high realizers, not stay in the solitary place. They go to more, you know, like, and busy place, and difficulty place, and more go to emotion place, to the purifying these all the emotions. And then for them, is anger is good for them. Emotions is good for them, you know, because they all is transforming. Then you can like growing your practicing. So that's why, like, if we really going to growing our practicing, like see, look to the way of Buddhist was teaching, talk about like enemy is same as the guru. Become like That, you know, practicing patience and practicing compassion, you then growing or practicing, right? Without enemies, we cannot practicing patience with the Buddha. So first beginner, of course, Buddha is important for us, and we pray to like Buddha's object, and we try to, okay, I want to be same, is like that. But then you really into the path, then beings are more important to become Buddha. So when we're going to practicing on the path, we have to practicing 6 paramitas. 6 paramitas, all object is beings, other regular beings. Not the object is the Buddha, right? If you're going to practicing generosity, object is regular beings who are suffering, who need food, who need clothes, right? So then morality is like all is practicing with other beings. Morality is like no harming for other beings. The main point is, so no harming for other is like you saying the object is all other beings. So then go to the patience, also patience practicing with other beings. So that way, you know, like all the, when we get on the path, then this, all the object, you know, is take to the path. Object means like emotion, everything, thoughts have to take to the path. So then we can take to the path, our practicing is growing. That's why we have to stay without getting convoluted by conceptual thoughts such as, then go to in the meditate. The focal object is taken inside by my mind, or my mind is taken outside by the focal object. So that's also become cultivated thoughts. You cannot think about my mind is become object, or object is my mind. Cannot analyze. So you analyze, then it's become not resting meditation. That is called an intellectual meditation, but become different sections. So now we're doing the resting meditation, non-conceptual meditation. We cannot analyze. Sometimes we have to analyze the meditation. That time is different. Like we have to think about where this comes from object. Is this object is our mind, or this object is like different from the mind? We have to analyze. Right? So now this meditation is we call resting, we not analyze. Mind and the focal object are one or separate, and so forth. If you analyze this focal object and our mind, is we cannot be same, cannot be separate, because it's dependent, you know. Nothing is independent. If mind is independent, then become like object and mind is separate. Mind is not independent. Mind is like interdependent. That's why object and mind is not one, not separate. Because it's not permanently, you know, exist. Permanently not exist. So forth. It is certainly acceptable to use in image of Tathagata Buddha, Shakyamuni, or lake as your visual object. So when you meditate Shamatha meditation, that term, like different people does meditate, right? Some have followed the religion, some not accept religions. People who not accept religions, then they cannot use like this special object. They have to use regular object and breathe, focus for breath. Someone who has religion, then you can use image of Tathagata Buddha. Or like you are religious Christian, then you can use Mother Mary, Jesus, other other object. So this one called special object. Why we call special object? Because we have a strong devotion to that object. The devotion become different object. Makes special object. This object is more powerful than regular object. Regular object just only make mind is settled down, calm and peace. Mind becomes stable, right? This object gives you feeling, purifying obscuration too. When we use this object, its key is devotion. Without devotion, then Tathagata Buddha's object is just same as a regular object. Nothing is special then. You have strong devotion to Buddha, then you use Buddha's image, become totally different. Meditation is like purify obscurations, increase accumulation merit, and at the same time you get good feeling, And also, I talked like before, this object is good for when meditators has like sadness feeling, unpleasant feeling, that kind of arise. That time, then we have to use Tathagata image, Buddha's image. Even you are practicing Mahamudra, meditate, you have like some experience, like unpleasant experience comes. Then you have to go back to Buddha's image, meditate. It is clear? So, yes. Yes, yeah. Better for, or who has devotion. So no devotion, then this Tathagata image also not much powerful. Devotion is important. Usually the Mahayana Shamatha meditation. So we have to visualize the Buddha and focusing and strongly devotion to Buddha and Buddha's heart center, radiate, shine to hit to our heart center, purify all obscurations, and visualize the Buddha Shakyamuni. Then comes more devotion and special feeling is arise. So that's becomes special object. Like I tell you, the devotion makes it different. When Buddha Shakyamuni, he talked like first teachings, second teachings. During the last teaching, that time, his father's kingdom is called Serchatrong. Tibetan called Serchatrong means like village, like city, And Buddha seeing that all who live in that city, his father's kingdom city, has same karma, collective karma them. They're going to die with war, war with other country. So Buddha seeing that, he saw that they all has karma. But then other country, like that time India has a little bit small kingdoms, right? Other kingdom, going to go to war with Buddha's father's kingdom. Buddha seeing that he cannot stop that, but he can help them to different ways. So what Buddha did, Buddha went to his father's kingdom, and another king, the general, right? General, his name is Pakipo. Pakipo bring his all armies to come to the Buddha's like kingdom, father's kingdom. Buddha Shakyamuni stay on the road, and one tree is like dry tree, you know, no leaves, and that tree is like kind of like this way to come to the under the road. So Buddha stay under the road, and the tree is like top of him, like tree is like this way, you know. Tree is like not a live tree, it's dried, you know, dry tree. So he stay under there. So Pakipo come on the road. Pakipo right away see the Buddha in there. He stopped. He said, "Why you are here? Why you refuge to tree, like dry tree? Better you stay in the alive tree under the shade, you know, under the shade, right? Because it's very hot." So Buddha said, "I'm not looking refuge to object. I'm looking refuge, our own refuge, you know." He said, "I'm looking my own, our own refuge." And then he told him, "Why you stay under the dead tree?" Buddha told him, "I'm stay here is because I have a like desire to my kingdom, because I've come from this place. I was born in this place. Even this is a dry tree, I have desire to that. That's why I under this dry tree." So then this Pakipo general, he has a devotion to Buddha. He think, "Oh, Buddha he also wanted to protect his kingdom. So better I don't war with his father's place." He wanted to army back to home. So Pakipo, he back to his home. His army take to his home, and then Buddha went to the father's city, you know, the Serchaton. So he just removed little bit obscurations. Buddha knows this army is coming back again. He cannot stop it because this all has a collective karma. So then Buddha teach it for them, teach for meditations. So then they did practicing. They all have strong devotion, become his kingdom peoples, and they get mostly get liberated. Become he teach for them is use practitioners. Then Pakipo, he bring again his army, and he destroy whole country. His father's kingdom, palace. He killed everyone, killed all the like females, like males, all killed, and like 500 girls, females, they cooked, take with this army, you know, and they take to the how to say, other kingdom. Then that time, this 500 girls has strong devotion to Buddha, and their aspiration and visualize Buddha. That time, their armies, the other armies told them, like, if you are, like, how to say, like become like accepting, like a boy, right? Abuse, how to call the no abuse, like they follow them and respect for them. How to call the armies told them, the 500 girls, you all like respect for my kingdom, and how to call the follow them, accepting, and like we take the test, like and the U.S. citizen tells us like we have to follow the country.
Assimilate into the...
Not take the vow only.
They become part of the new...
Yeah, like I have to respect and I have to follow.
So we assimilate into the culture.
Like, how to call that word is not that one. Yes, obey. Obey. Exactly, obey. So that's how you obey all the others, like kingdom. They say not going to care. If you not obey, they're told they're going to kill all the 500 girls. So that denied it, obeyed. They all denied it. Then they're going to care for all the 500 girls. They cut all the hands, part of each. That time, these girls, like 500 girls, strongly devotion to Buddha, aspiration to Buddha. Buddha Shakyamuni approached for them, and there's cared, like other armies cared 500 girls, but they are not suffering because of their strong devotion to Buddha, and their Buddha is there with them. So then they are not suffering. So then when Buddha talked the last teaching, when he passed nirvana, that before he talked this story for his students, and he shared with his students, Buddha said, I never went to that time, and when the 500 girls dying, they killed that 500 girls. That time I'm not went there. But they have a strong devotion. They seeing me, I am there through the devotion. So they help them for free from suffering. So Buddha said, future, who has strong devotion, visualize Buddha, and they can get blessing. Buddha is always who has devotion, strong aspiration with them. It is clear? So Buddha said, I never went there actually, my body. But they're seeing I'm there because it's through their strong devotion. So he shared that story. So that reason, usually Mahayana Shamatha meditation is like always visualize Buddha image, and you get special feeling arise, devotion strong arise, then your fear is become happy, and at the same time get blessing and purify karma. So that's the morning section. Thank you. Yeah, 2 or 1:30. What is time is if we want to come back?
1:45.
Okay.
We have lunch
So we have vegetarian lunch. Is it ready or not yet? Almost ready? Yeah, then we come back to 1:45.